Let's go!
You guys know I just did a bunch of work on my Z recently, and we're going to continue on. We're going to do some more updates on this thing. So Nifty City sent me out their new digital gauges for in the center stack here on the dash. First, I was a little intimidated by this because if you look up that center stack, you have to remove the dash to take those gauges out. But then I seen how you install these, and it's actually really simple. So I think they did a good job on these things, but we're going to go over the install in this video, and then we're going to go over the gauges, and I'm going to tell you how I like them. So stick around. The Nifty City has been gracious enough to send these out to me. I have their stereo. I did have their gauges. They're working on getting those back, so there was some updates that needed to be done. And so we got these, and these are a plug-and-play unit. And once you see me install these, you're going to be like, oh, that's not too bad, because they're really not. You don't have to remove these gauges to put them in. They clip to the front of these gauges, these pods, and the faces of them are these gauges. So there's no need to remove the dash. Now, you will have to remove your stereo, which we're going to go over in this video. And then I believe the plug goes into your cluster harness, which is not hard to access. You know, drop your center thing here. 4 bolts, I think, that hold the gauge cluster on, and then it pops off. But then it plugs into there, piggybacks off of that, and that's what runs your gauges. But the reason you have to take the stereo off is because you can route the harness up in there. So, yes, I don't have a stock stereo, so you know, you're going to have to take yours apart however you do. But first off, we're going to start by taking the shifter off so we can get this center trim off. Oh, I've had this apart many times, and I'm sure I'll have it apart many times again. The manuals, after you take your shifter off, you basically just get your hand in here on this and lift, and then boom. It's actually one plug, and then the rest of the harness stays on. If you're automatic, it's going to be a little bit different for you to take a shifter off, but whatever. And as you can see, I have some wires routed down in here. That's out of this stereo, but screw bolts out of here and get these side trim panels off, and then I can pop the stereo out, so then I can access everything here. Headlight on. All right, so once you take these 2 screws out and these 2 screws out, you can pop your side panels off. Now, I have a screw here and a screw here, but I don't think I have any bolts holding this thing in. I don't. Go me. So I'm going to pull the stereo out. What I'm going to do is go ahead and put my shifter back on, because this screen's going to be hanging here in the way, and I don't want to scratch it up with my threaded knob there. So let's go ahead and pull this out. All right, now that's probably enough, honestly, so that I can get up in there on all this. But now you need to get a trim tool, because you need to take these top hats off and then these front covers off of these. So let me go get a trim tool so I'm not breaking these. You got to be real careful with these things. So let me put it to you this way. I'm glad I'm not the first person to install this, because I needed to look at somebody else's video. I'm having trouble getting these things off. Now, you don't want to try to just pry the top hat off, and I don't want to break it. So you got to get in here and get behind it and pull forward, and it'll lift up. Then you need to get an angle pick and get down underneath the whole thing here, and then come down around, and there's clips that need to be released. And once you get them released, you can lift it off, apparently. I'm still working on mine, but we'll see. So I got one off. I want to show it to you. So this is what holds the back in. It's just a tension pin. And then up here, he was saying there's a pin just to release. There's not. There's pins on the gauges that lock in on both sides there. And there's very little flex on this. And then this is clipped around the front, holding it kind of to the front. So it is very hard to get off. I did get this off and I didn't break anything. So now I got 2 more to do. So let's just go ahead and try. If you get one side loose, it seems like it lets go. There you go. These are all slightly different, so I'm gonna set them over here, I guess, off to the side. Apparently, I didn't know that they were all different, but they are. Now this last one might be hard because I can't get it to pry up as far as the other two. I got it. You just gotta be pretty violent with it. All right. That's the hard part. Now, these faces have to come off, and I believe they're just clipped in. I can't see. I'm gonna go outside and look at them. Sorry, my high beams are on. All right, so I'm gonna show you this. You only have to remove the outside, like silver rings. As far as I'm seeing, there's several different tabs there. It looks like there's 2 on top. 2 on top and then 1 on the bottom. So I'm gonna work on those from the inside while you watch from out here. Keep an eye on this for me. So this is what you're going to work with. The gauges go right over top of those, and then you're going to put the top hats back on and stuff. But we need to do the wiring harness first. So as you can see, there's space down here, and our wires are going to come up through here to go to the gauge faces. We'll put our CAN bus unit down in here. Then we're going to run the wires over to here and plug in to the gauge cluster. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the gauge cluster now. There's a couple bolts in this bottom piece here to get this bottom trim off, and then unclip it, get it off of there, and then we'll get to that. All right, I'd just like to add, they make their wiring harnesses very nice. They're like factory style, covered in felt, very nice. Here's where the 3 gauges, these 3 are gonna plug into the 3 gauges. This is gonna piggyback on your instrument cluster. And then this one on this end plugs into the CAN box for this. And like I said, this CAN box is going to go in behind the stereo. We got to route these up through where the gauges go, and then we'll piggyback onto that. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, so gauge is in, plugged in, cam box plugged in. I actually routed these a lot quicker and easier than I thought it was going to. But as you can see, I got a plug coming out on every one of them now. Now all you got to do is take each one of these gauges, and as you can see, they have the same tongs, so there's only one way you can orient them. This is going to be the bottom. These are going to be the top. I don't know why they have a micro USB slot on them, but looks like the wires are going in at the side. I thought they were going to go in at the bottom, so I'm going to put them all on there. We're going to go ahead and clip these in and then put the top hats on. Actually, before I put the top hats on, since they're so hard to do, we're going to test it out. So let me go ahead and put these in, and then we'll go from there. Now I can honestly say, looking at my camera, that these gauges don't come up as clear on the camera as they actually are. They're actually very crisp and bright. They're vibrant. The red is very red. It looks good. I can tell on my screen it looks faded or like blown out, but it's actually not. It actually is very crisp and clean. Like, that looks like it's light, but it's not. It's dark. So to the eye, they look a lot better than what I'm seeing here, but they're all customizable. You can swipe and put different things on them. They also have different themes you can put on there. So you have the clock, you have a G meter, which says uncalibrated, so I'm not sure if that has to coincide with the digital cluster, because I think also the tire pressure sensors, I think the tire pressure sensors do calibrate after you drive, then they come up. Now they're still incorrect. Like, I have 33 pounds in all my tires. It comes up as 3.3 or 3.4. But they are correct. Transmission temp, if you have an automatic. If you don't have an automatic, it's just going to read 32, like mine. Then you got your oil temp, your water temp, and you got your tack. And then that's your speed. And then there's your clock. So each one of these you pull down on, and you have settings here. So there's English, there's your style. I have it on style 2. Tire pressure, you can do PSI, bar, whatever you want to do there, KP8. So temperature, you can go from Celsius, Fahrenheit. You can change to kilometers an hour, and then you can change your light settings from day to night, how you want them to dim. If you want them to be darker, which they might show up better on my camera if I make them darker. Maybe we'll try that. See, that's what it looks like with it on the brightest setting for me. But on my camera, that looks like the brightest setting. It looks dark for me now here. I'm gonna turn these down so they look better on camera. I didn't do every one of these. Okay. All right, yeah, they look much better on camera. They don't look blown out now. I'll go through the themes here. So I have this on the tack. Theme 3 is like the new Z theme. Z3 theme. Do the same on this one. So there you go, the new clock. There's battery voltage, your transmission temp. I like how they have Nismo wrote on them. Let's go ahead and change these to theme 1. you see they're pretty easy to navigate. So there's theme 1 clock. Let's do, there we go. So my water temp, my oil temp. Yeah, there you go. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Fortunately, still, if you want to have oil pressure, you're going to have to put a mechanical gauge in, or like I did, you had to put a sensor in, because these don't have a sensor to read the actual oil pressure. So that's why you can't pull it up on these gauges. It has to have a sensor put in so that you can read it. So I put this in myself just in a recent episode. As you can see, the oil pressure is fine. Would have liked to incorporate that, but like I said, it's got to have its own sensor and everything, so it doesn't work with these gauges. There you go. It didn't take me a whole evening. I didn't have to take my whole dash out, and it was actually, once you get those caps off, it's straightforward. It's really easy at that point. Those caps are the hardest part of putting these in here. After you get those off, it's smooth sailing the rest of the way. So if you like these gauges, head over to Nifty City. There's gonna be a link down in the description and check them out. They also have many other things personalized for the Z, like the Tesla screen stereo. This is their updated version. I know it kind of looks, my camera is just not picking stuff up right. And if you like this video, smash that like button, consider subscribing. Hit that dislike button if your mom wants me to come over and check her oil temp. And we'll see you on the next episode of
Unwrapped.
Well, how was your chat with Corey? Oh, shit. I was too. I saw mine.
Boop. UCP? What are you doing out here? What are you doing out here? Again, I don't know where Stella's at. What are you doing? Why are you coming for me? I'm gonna get you. I'll get you. I got my dogs out. Come say bye.